Hi, I'm Life Coach Landry, and the topic is 10 habits that will keep you from achieving your dreams, okay? As a life coach, often I get the pleasure of helping people tackle their goals. Some clients are really inspired to change their lives and just want a little direction getting there, whereas others feel a bit more hopeless about and discouraged and creating positive change. Either way, my job is to help them take steps they need to make their lives better. And as I always say, be the best version of yourself, okay? So over the years, I've learned that no matter what kind of goal someone's trying to reach, health, financial, parenting, relationships, or a career, there are some common traps that keep them from their dreams, okay? We've all been there. We've all dated somebody. We've all had friends where we want a certain goal with them or things are going really good, something happens, and it all falls apart, okay? So I'm going to give you 9 of the most common traps that could prevent you from reaching your goals and your strategies of how to avoid them. So I'm going to tell you a typical problem, and then I'm going to offer the solution to that, okay? I'm going to do 9 of them, okay? Number 1, putting goals off until someday, okay? That dream day, that one day I'm gonna get it all worked out, I'm gonna get it figured out, and then I'm gonna be ready to go, okay? Since someday never appears on the calendar, it's not an actual date you can put down, you'll probably never accomplish your goal in keeping you'll keep pushing them off, and your best intentions won't do any good without a clear plan. Remember, like I always say in my videos, an idea, a thought, a want without a plan is nothing more than a wish, okay? And you don't want it to be a wish. You want it to be something you can do. So the solution is, if it's a goal that's important to you, create a timeline. Even if you can't start working on it today, at least tell yourself when you'll tackle it, okay? Whether you want to apply for a promotion at work, or when your child starts school, you plan to return to college, when you turn 40, stop using the word someday or I would like to, and actually say, I think on Tuesday the 13th, I'm actually going to sit down because I'm off of work that day, and I'm going to write down my plan how to accomplish this. So set a date, no procrastination, okay? Number 2, waiting to take action until you feel ready. Okay, if you wait until you feel ready to tackle something tough, you might be waiting a long time. Okay, it's unlikely that you're going to gain, a sudden burst of inspiration out of the blue to be like, oh, okay, I'm ready to do it now. I'm going to knock it out or whatever. The solution is to change your behavior first. Sometimes the emotions change later. Take an action, gain the ambition, and keep going. Once you get that feeling of ambition, what you want to do with it, you want to run with it. You want to boom, this is it. I'm going to keep going. But it's like working out. You start to feel a little good, but then on one day you're like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of like, well, today I feel a little tired. I'm not sure I want to do it. But that's not what you want to do. You want to maintain the same behavior, energy, attitude that you had when you got it started, okay? Number 3, not anticipating the tough times. Whether you want out of debt, whether you're hoping to lose weight, it's just not easy, right? It never has been. But it can be easy if you lubricate it the right way, okay? You'll encounter some days that are harder than others, but it's important to accept that there'll be rough times ahead. So if you're a planner, if you're a forward thinker, then know it's inevitable that I will run into a tough time. Okay, so the solution, think about potential pitfalls that you might face and develop a plan to dealing with those tough times. You might be tempted to give up. When you have a plan, you might feel more confident in your ability to keep going, whatever that's going to be. But don't think for a second that, this isn't something you can do. Because, it is. I've seen people with probably a lot much harder things against them than the average person has. And I've completely turned their entire life around. They've turned their life around. In combination of me and them working on their goals and then them taking my information and actually applying it, they're completely different people today than they were when I first met them, okay? So number 4, viewing mistakes as failures, okay? Progressive, people constantly feel like they've failed because they're always looking to improve, right? But progress rarely comes in a straight line. It just doesn't. It's just not the way life even comes at you in general, right? So what I would say to that is that if you're going to mess up sometimes, the solution is, but rather than declare yourself a failure, use your energy to create a plan to get back on track. Look at it as a reason while you're pushing the envelope to move it over and start moving forward on things, right? Okay. Number 5, not making your goal a priority. It's easy to say what you want to make change about, but actually doing the work is much different. So you have to decide what kind of priority you're going to do and give this goal, right? Is it going to be number 3 in your list? Is it going to be number 5 on your list? I mean, where are you at with it when you look at it, right? So apply for a job, whatever it is. Otherwise, your intention will get lost in the many other daily activities that you probably put on yourself that you have to do and you get stressed out by. So what's the solution? Identify one step you're going to take every day. Okay, put it in your calendar. You're more likely to go to the gym, apply for a job, spend an hour researching on a new business. If you establish time to do it, you're going to do it, right? A lot of people, I don't have time to work out. Oh, food's just too convenient. Like sometimes I'm just hungry, got to get a quick bite to eat. That's all a lack of priority in planning. That's all it ever is. I've seen people that have been 100 pounds overweight. Their entire life was built on, I just don't have the time. I just don't have whatever. There are 7 days in a week. If you work out 4 out of that 7, you're going to get a lot healthier. You're going to be a lot better. That means you only have to plan half your week to work out, not every day. So it's either a priority for you or it's not. Make it a priority. Number 6, underestimating how hard it will be. Tackling a new goal isn't easy, but it's one of those, assuming this won't be a problem or at all, or I can leave unprepared, and then the reality of the situation catches up with you and you get kind of hit in the face, okay? So the solution to that is don't confuse overconfidence with mental strength. You see one of my previous videos, I did a video on mental strength. Go find it. Watch that if you kind of need to have more of a detailed approach to mental strength to help you along with this kind of planning process. But rather than tell yourself it's going to be easy, remind yourself that you're going to you're going to need some work. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to sweat. You're going to have to, certain things that you normally do are going to have to be put on the back burner. But you're going to have to reschedule. You're going to have to reprioritize. But once you get through the mental strength part of that, you're ready to go. Okay. So despite whatever skills and talents you already possess, you're going to need some hard work. Number 7, giving up before the results. Impatience is the enemy of change. I'm going to repeat that. Impatience is the enemy of change. And many people struggle to wait for times it takes to reach a goal. Let's say you're with somebody and you're really screwing up with them. And, you try for a year and you're like, well, I tried and it just, we couldn't get it going. Was it that, or was it that you were impatient along the way, that you weren't getting desired results like once a month? I'm not getting what I want. I'm trying, I'm doing this and they're just not giving me back what I want. So you're constantly resetting the clock on how long it's going to take to accomplish this goal, right? I've seen people get in a relationship, say they're working on things, but if I ask the other person if it's effective, they say no. And that's because what I realize is the other person's impatient about not seeing the results for what they're trying to accomplish. And that just makes them feel hurt, defeated, and walk away. Impatience is the enemy of change, okay? And many people struggle, and like I said, for how long it takes, okay? The solution, just because you can't see results doesn't mean our efforts are wasted, okay? You need to stick with your goals longer than you might think before you experience in lasting change. Remember, you're making change for forever. Because of that, forever is a long time. So that means your change should be taking a huge amount of effort, and it should be taking a certain amount of time. We're not talking about working out where in 3 months you should really start to be seeing some effect. We're talking mental, right? Number 8, sabotaging yourself right before the finish line. Okay? I've actually been in with clients who have done this, where we've almost been done and all of a sudden they relapse into bad habits or bad mistakes. I've actually been in relationships where I was with a woman who we had some problems and we had gotten them worked out and things were going really good. But when she was off on her own, I would get a phone call and I would be sitting on my end thinking we're getting closer, and that I was going to see her on Saturday to go to a movie or whatever and everything was getting better. Only for her to call me out of the blue because she had mentally been just beating herself up about it, thinking that I'm less committed than I was. And because of that, what she was doing is she didn't realize she was that close to the finish line with me. I mean, I was close to moving in with this girl. And she didn't even know it because I was waiting for the right time and the right momentum to kind of say it and her feel excited about it. But instead, she sabotaged it right before. Maybe it's probably about 2 to 3 weeks before I was thinking about doing it. I mean, just to show you how some people can be so caught up in their head and have no idea how good things really are with somebody. Okay. So the fear of success can be a real problem for a lot of people. And if you're not careful, you might sabotage yourself before you reach the goal. I had a client who had lost 60 pounds and our goal was to lose 100. I mentioned them earlier in the video. And when they got to the 60, they really started to feel some self-defeat because they hadn't hit 100. You know, that was a huge feat. And this client, and if you're watching this video, you did a great job. You know, it is fantastic what you did with your life. And I still work with this client. And now we're refining other things because we've conquered one goal. She's got it down to the point where her regimen is strong in that area. So we're working on other mental regimens for her now. But the point is don't sabotage yourself, okay? Perhaps you don't believe you're worthy of success, or maybe you're afraid someone is going to take it away from you. They're not. You are in control of yourself. You can't control everything around you, but you're certainly in control of yourself, okay? The solution, think about past goals that you've struggled to reach and why you failed to attain those things. Be honest with yourself, okay? Don't bullshit. Keep it real. Tell yourself the truth. I mean, you're only hurting yourself when you're not making things transparent, not being honest with reality. Be honest about your feelings and be on the lookout for those warning signs that might make you encouraged to throw in that towel, okay? Number 9, this is probably the one that I think hurts people the most. If you're really excited about changing your life, number 9, setting the sights too high, okay? This is why life coaches are important, because we know how to look at things in steps and in reality with you, and we will help you create a plan so that you can tackle them in kind of a domino effect rather than spreading yourself too thin, having a goal and then being disappointed by the result and things like that, okay? So if you're really excited about changing your life, you might be tempted to set the bar really high. And if you take on too much too fast, you're setting yourself up for failure. The solution, focusing too much on a big goal just can be overwhelming. So establish short-term objectives and celebrate each milestone along the way, okay? Even small victories count, okay? Even they're going to help you just really kind of focus on that area and be there, okay? So, if you found this information of value, you can book a personal session with me on the link below. And if you found this information just as something that gave you quick information and you don't need to go any further, it's just what you needed, you can show your appreciation by clicking on the donation link below. And I will talk to you soon.